Okay, so in the given sum, when 14 lakh was spent at a cost and 1 lakh for its installation, you all say that 15 lakh should go to balance sheet. My question is why? Why am I not taking this 1 lakh to my profit and loss account? Anybody got any answer? Why am I not taking this 1 lakh rupees for profit and loss account? Have you studied something like this before? Great. So Nisha has given me the answer. Anybody else? Okay, Sharan, correct. Smriti, okay. Okay, so Ashwita says expense incurred for fixed asset is capitalized. I have absolutely no doubt about it. Even I am saying the same thing, Ashwita. My question is why? Geeta, correct. Okay, so there are different answers. There are different answers, but the very simple answer is that you have already given that so this is the direct cost. Now, what is this direct cost? Direct cost ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ without incurring that cost, you cannot use the machine. You cannot use the machine. Use the machine ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ you cannot ಈಗ now let us say that I purchased a air conditioner ಆಯ್ತಾ. So ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು let us say I paid 50,000 rupees. I purchased a air conditioner. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಂದು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಗೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ can I use that? Answer is no. For me to use that air conditioner, I need to call some technician ಅನ್ನ ಕರೆದು I have to ask him to do the installation. So that is called as installation. ಅವ ಗೋಡೆಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ then he installs it, and for that let us say he charges some 5,000 rupees. Now without incurring that 5,000 rupees, could I or can I use this air conditioner? Answer is no. So till I start using my air conditioner, whatever the cost I incur, I have to add it to the value of the air conditioner. ಆದ್ರೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಏರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಒಂದು 10 ದಿವಸ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಹಾಳಾಯ್ತು, ಸಣ್ಣ ಏನೊಂದು ರಿಪೇರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕರೆದೆ, ಅವ 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬಿಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವೆದರ್ ದಿಸ್ 2,000 will I add it to the value of air conditioner from 55 will it become 57? Answer is no. Answer is it will remain 55,000 only, because once the asset is put to use, you don't add any other cost towards the value of the asset. That is a simple understanding what we need to have. Here also 14 lakh rupees asset ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅದರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲೇಷನ್ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. So entire 15 lakh rupees becomes the capital expenditure. It becomes a capital expenditure. Again ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ the firm writes off. Okay, now look at the date very carefully. Here I'm underlining it is 1st July 2015 and I'm closing my books on 31st December every year. Adartha, so first year I have used it. The first year I have used this particular machinery only for how many months? 6 months. So for 6 months, how much depreciation should I charge? So which method of depreciation it is? So here they are saying the firm writes off depreciation 10% of the original cost every year. Original cost of every year. E word kanda takshana, what is it? It is straight line method. So first year ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾನು depreciation ಹಾಕಬೇಕು? I need to charge 15 lakh. So 15 lakh is the total value of the asset, and on that I'm supposed to charge 10% depreciation, 15,000. So 1,50,000 rupees. Sorry, 1,50,000. Adre I did not use it for the entire year. I only used it for half the year. So what should I do? ಅರ್ಧ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು 2 ಪೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಗೆ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಬರೀ 75,000 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. But my question is, what is going to be the depreciation for the second year? Second year ಯಾವ depreciation? What is the amount? What is the amount of depreciation in year 2? Everybody answer. You may feel, sir, idella bhayankara simple question keltara anta. Now let us start from simple. But trust me, I'll take you to the most advanced level of sums as well. Okay. Okay. So now it is, most of you have answered it. It is 1,50,000 rupees. Sir, first year kuda 75,000 alla, second year kuda 75,000 agbarda. This is SLM alla. No, first year it became 75,000 just because it was used for 6 months, not for any other reason. Had it been used for a year, ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ನಾವೇನು 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷನೇ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ 75,000 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ 1.5 lakh, third year ಮತ್ತೆ 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ, fourth year 1.5 ಲಕ್ಷ. In the 10th year, it will again be 75,000 rupees. It will be 75,000 rupees. Okay, 10th or 11th year, whatever it is. Next. So how are we going to pass the journal entries? Nodi. This is a very simple one, so I wouldn't be drawing this. Just I'm going to read out what is there in the material. So I'm going to ನಿಮ್ಮ exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನನಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬೇಕು. First is proper, you're supposed to write machinery account. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಒಂದು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ERY ಬದಲು ARY ಬರೀತಾರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಸೊ ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ERY, ನೆನಪಿಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಗೆ ನಾನು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ACCOUNT ನೀವು ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್, ಇದು ನೀವು ಬರೀಲೇಬೇಕು. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅಪ್ಪಿ ತಪ್ಪಿ AC ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. This applies to entire subject. Nowhere I want to see this AC in the account name. Account name ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ you have to write ACCOUNT. Next, I also want you to write debit and credit. ನೀವು ಅದು ಮಾಡದಿದ್ರೆ I'll deduct one more mark. This is the proper accounting where you write debit and credit. Illi you are supposed to write date, here particulars, here amount. Then you are supposed to write bracket and rupees. This is what I want your answer sheet to look like. Date, particulars, amount, in bracket put rupees. So what is the first entry? I paid cash alla, so to bank 14 lakh rupees. Now how did this entry come into picture? So now I want you to imagine the process of passing this journal entry. So you are purchasing a machinery and you are paying 14 lakh rupees. So if you close your eyes, what is that you can imagine? Can you imagine ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಕ್ ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಇಳಿಸಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು ಒಳಗೆ? So this machine you can see, you can feel, you can touch. This is a real account. Real account rule in ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ debit what comes in. So what is coming in? Machinery is coming in. So the entry is machinery account debited. 2, can you imagine that are you paying immediately or not immediately? The question is silent on it. So let us imagine that we are paying the money. Okay, we are paying the money and imagine madi. Now again, don't come and say sir namge first piece alli kalisidare, if the question is silent then we need to assume it as a credit purchase. Assume madi, I'm not saying, but write an assumption, or else write imagine it's a cash purchase. So what is going to the entry? Machinery account debited to what is going out? Cash is going out. Now cash is a real account again. So if cash is going out, we are going to pass an entry, machinery account debited to cash. How much? 14 lakh rupees. First entry is clear. Now the next entry is, so first entry is done. Next entry is, on the same day I'm incurring installation expenses. So entry is going to be not installation to bank. Okay, it should not be installation expense to bank. It should be machinery account to bank again, because I am going to add the same to the value of machinery. Okay, so it is going to be again machinery to bank, because idan nan bracket alli barelike aita yadu installation expenses. So total cost of asset estayitu 14 lakh bantu, 1 laksha bantu. Total value of the asset is 15 lakh rupees. ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು? Depreciation normally I charge at the end of the year, that is December 31st. ನಾನೇನಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ? 75,000 rupees. So the entry for depreciation is depreciation to machinery. I know that most of you have this doubt how to post the entry. The depreciation to machinery. This is the entry, but how the posting should be done? So the posting has to happen in both the accounts, depreciation account as well as machinery account. But if I am posting in machinery account, ಇದು ಯಾವ account ನಾನು prepare ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು? I am preparing this machinery account. So if I am preparing this machinery account, how the posting should read? So look at this. It is depreciation account debited to machinery. So depreciation account debit ಆಗಿದೆ, machinery account ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಇದು ನಾವು ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ, but it is understood that it is credited. Credit, okay? So ಈಗ whenever you prepare machinery account, how do you read this entry? You can read this entry in two ways. One is top down approach, that is depreciation account debited to machinery. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Bottom up approach, ಕೆಳಗಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಓದೋದು ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ಓದ್ತೇನೆ? Give me the answer. From top down, if I'm going to read this entry, nodi, for a science student, if I ask this, how is he going to read the entry? He is going to read depreciation account doctor to machinery. Correct? So for him, that DR does not make any sense. But you as a commerce student know that it is DR, it is debited. So you are going to read depreciation account debited to machinery. ಅದು ನಾನು ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಓದುವಾಗ ಹಾಗೆ, ನಾನು ಕೆಳಗಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಓದುವಾಗ how do I read it? Answer. Okay. So you're supposed to read correct answers. Most of you have given the correct answers. So you're supposed to read it as, it is machinery account credited by depreciation account. This is how I'm supposed to read. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So machinery account, ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು journal entry pass ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀತೇನೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಇದು machinery account. Whenever I write, look at it. Machinery account, credited, here it is credited, okay, by depreciation account. That is how I do the posting. Clear? Next, it is not, okay, it is not machinery account credited to depreciation. No, it is credited by depreciation. It is not to depreciation. So then I do the balancing, then the balance is carried down. Then again I charge the depreciation of 1,50,000 rupees. Then I again have the balance 14,25,000 rupees. Simple thing, what you have studied in your first PUC already, first and second PUC. Then I have to also prepare depreciation account. So depreciation account, again, debit, credit. What is the nature of this account? What is the nature? Is it personal? Is it real? Or is it nominal? Okay. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಡಿ ಯಾವತ್ತು, ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ರಿಯಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಂತ, ಸಾರಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವತ್ತು, ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಡೌನ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೀಟ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಐಟಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಡೌನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ನಾಮಿನಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿನು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಡೆಬಿಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಮೆಷಿನರಿ, debited to machinery account 75,000 rupees. Ad nantara, do I carry it down? No. What will I do? I have to transfer it. I have to transfer all the nominal accounts to which account? Profit and loss account. So ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, by profit and loss account entry pass ಮಾಡಿ I close down that account. Next, again, to machinery account 1,50,000 by P&L account 1,50,000 rupees. Very simple entries. Next is this sum. And I want you to do it. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಮ book ಅಲ್ಲಿ just for the sake of practice, nothing related to examination. Look at the sum. Now this is not a SLM method. This is which method? This is ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, the firm writes off depreciation at 10% per annum every year. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ 10% ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Not from the original cost, but from the opening balance. So ಆ ವರ್ಷದ opening balance ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ 10% ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So which method is this? This is WDV method. This is WDV method, written down value method or diminishing value method. So prepare depreciation machinery account, prepare the machinery account without looking at the answer. I'll give you 5 minutes. Everybody do it. Samit, measure Akash, purchase the machine for 10 lakh rupees. Estimated useful life and scrap value is 10 years and 1,20,000. So there is a scrap value as well of 1,20,000 rupees. The machinery was put to use on 1st January 2010. 2010 ಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು purchase ಮಾಡಿ use ಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ. So what is the question? Look at the question. Show machinery account and depreciation account. Show machinery account and depreciation account in their books for 2015. For 2015. Purchase yavaga madiddu 2010 ಗೆ, but they want you to prepare the account as on when 2015. Are they asking you to prepare the first 5 to 6 years? No. They are asking you to prepare specifically of 2015 by using sum of years digit method. Though they have not asked you, I want you to prepare this particular account. See, what is the useful life? 10 years. What is useful life? 10 years. But ನಮಗೆ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಡ, ನಮಗೆ ಬರೀ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 6 years ಇದು ಡೇಟಾ ಬೇಕು. We want first 6 years data. Can you prepare a table and tell me what is the depreciation for the first 5 year and the 6th year? I'll give you the sample table. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು again. Okay, so this is year. Asset is purchased in 2010. So 11, 12, 13, 2014 and then 2015. These are the 6 years. So how I told you, how are we supposed to calculate? We are supposed to calculate first year. What is the useful life totally? 10 years. So it is supposed to be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay. Then 5. Next, you are supposed to calculate the depreciation amount. How the depreciation is calculated? What is the value of the asset? It is now how the depreciation is calculated? No delay. I purchased the asset for 10 lakh rupees and I'm selling the asset for how much? I purchased asset for 10 lakh rupees and I can sell at the end at 1,20,000 rupees. So should I depreciate entire 10 lakh rupees? Answer is no. One second, screen is not visible. Okay. So I'll write 10,98,765. Then depreciation, nodi. I purchased this for 10 lakh rupees and again I can sell it for 1,20,000 rupees. So should I depreciate entire 10 lakh rupees? Answer is no. Depreciable value is to 10 lakh minus 1,20,000 rupees. So depreciable value is how much? 8 lakh 80,000. ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. So how should I do that? 8 lakh 80 into 10. 10 ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತು. Divided by what? Tell me the denominator. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ. No, see, though I am doing it for the first 6 years, I again have to do it for all the 10 years. 2006 ನಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 17 ನಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 18 ನಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Some just ask me to prepare only as of 2015. But denominator is a total of 10,98,76,54,3,2,1. So my denominator is going to be 55 only. Got it? So calculate me the depreciation every year. Depreciation amount calculate ಮಾಡಿ. Again year to 8,80,000 into 9 divided by 55. Same thing. 8 divided by 55. 7 divided by 55. 6 divided by 55. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. 2015 also okay. I'll you do it. 5 divided by 55. And total from year 2010 ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು 2014 ತನಕ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿ. Okay. So one question is, sir, is it 10 divided by 45 or 55? I repeat again, it is 55. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಗಿಯಲ್ಲ. There is 2016, that is next year, 2017, 18, 19. ಆ ರೀತಿ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಇದೆ ಟೋಟಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ದಟ್ ಈ ವರ್ಷ 2015 ಅಂದ ಮಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ I should not divide it by 45. Denominator has to be same, 55 only. Okay, next. So I believe that you have calculated depreciation for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So total of the depreciation comes up to how much? Comes up to, is it 2000 first 5 years depreciation is to baratte? Okay, the first 5 year depreciation. Okay, Spurti has answered. Shreya, yeah. So it is 6,40,000 is the depreciation for the first 5 years. Okay, so let's put it this way. Depreciation for the first 5 years is 6,40,000 rupees. Next, what is the cost of the asset? Cost of the asset is 10 lakh rupees. Adrinda depreciation for the first 5 years is to 6,40,000 rupees. So what is the closing balance of asset at the end of the 5th year? Nodi, what was the value of the asset? 10 lakh rupees. 5 ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಪಾಯಿದು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ? 6,40,000 ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ 5 ವರ್ಷದ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಸೆಟ್? 3,60,000 rupees. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಆನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ? 31/12/2014. Which are the first 5 years? ನೋಡಿ, 31/12, 10 ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು, 11 ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು, 12 ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು, 13 ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು, 14. This is the 5th year. So the value of the asset as on 31/12/2014 is 3,60,000 rupees. So now if I have to prepare machinery account, how will I prepare machinery account? Now when am I actually preparing this? Now date column is important. Date yavaga? Now 1st January 2015. So what is the opening balance? It is to balance brought down. So what is carried down? 31/12/2014 ಗೆ carried down iddaddu 1st January ಗೆ brought down agutte. Estu? 3,60,000 rupees. So to balance brought down is how much? 3,60,000 rupees. Now on this I am supposed to calculate depreciation. How am I going to charge depreciation as on again? 31/12/2015. Sorry, 31/12/2015. What is entry? By depreciation. What is the amount? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನಿಮಗೆ? ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು? Yeah. So what is the value you got here? The 6th year depreciation ಎಷ್ಟು? 2015 ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗಬೇಕು? Okay, so you got 80,000 as the answer. So by depreciation estagutte 80,000 rupees. So now total ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 3,60,000, 3,60,000. So 2 lakh ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಡೌನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ? 2,80,000 is the by balance carried down. So this is the accounting part. Sir, exam alli ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ calculation ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? Answer is no. There is a formula that you can use. Okay, question ಇರುವಂತ this to balance brought down depreciation, this is carried down. But instead of preparing that table, they have used this formula to calculate the first 5 years depreciation. You also can do this. So what is that formula? That is 8,80,000 is the depreciable value. Now first to write off ಮಾಡಬೇಕು into, rather than doing every year by year. So denominator ಎಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ? Denominator will remain 55 only. No problem with that. Rather than doing 10 by 55, 9 by 55, 8 by 55, what do? I do 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6. This is the first 5 year depreciation. I get the same total of 6,40,000 rupees. Okay, so this is the other way of computing it. Now, let us go to the another method of depreciation, something called as annuity method. Now, what basically is the annuity method of depreciation? Annuity method simple again. See, when you read the book, I'm pretty sure you would not understand what annuity method is, because you are not introduced to a concept of time value of money. Though you have introduced to the concept of time value of money, it will take years together for you to understand and digest that concept. So if I have to put very simply, say, if I say you, I will give you 10,000 rupees today and 10,000 rupees after 5 years. Okay, so 10,000 rupees today or 10,000 rupees after 5 years. Which one will you choose? 10,000 rupees today or 10,000 rupees after 5 years? You can't say both. It is optional to choose one. Okay. So everybody will choose 10,000 rupees today. So let me reframe my question. If I say I'll give you either 10,000 rupees today or 30,000 rupees after 5 years, which one will you choose? Summer, like, ಬಾಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದದ್ದು ಪಂಚಾಮೃತ, ಇವತ್ತೇ ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್, ಇವತ್ತೇ ಕೊಡಿ. Okay. See, the difference is, if I give you 10,000 today, what can you do with it? Now let us say that you are going to keep it in bank, new bank and you will get interest. Let us say you are not going to draw that interest. So nimge ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ grow ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So now let us say, ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಕೂಡ 5 years ಆದ ನಂತರ, even if bank gives me, let's say 8% interest, 8% interest. For the money from 10,000 to become 20,000, it will take 9 years. Okay. Okay. Now, how did I say 9 years? Understand this. There is something, you will study somewhere. I don't know whether you have already studied or not. Do you know something called as factor 72? Okay. So if you don't know what factor 72 is, then factor 72 simply says, ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಹಣ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಡಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ, the simple answer is factor 72. That is to say, let us say you are keeping any amount of money. It can be 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore, any amount of money. And if the bank is saying, we will give you interest at the rate of 6%, we will give you interest at the rate of 6%, then question is, ನಿಮ್ಮ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು? ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೀವು 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಎಂತ? ಈ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? 6% ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಬೇಕು? ಓಕೆ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ 72 divided by 6, you will get the answer 12 years. You need to keep how many years? 12 years. Same time, the bank says, 6% ಅಲ್ಲ, I'll give you interest at 8%. 8% ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ, how many years should I keep? I should keep for 9 years. I should keep for 9 years. So look at the choice. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ 10,000 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೇಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ 9%. So ನಿಮಗೆ 10,000 20,000 ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ anyways you need to wait for 9 years. But I am saying that wait for 5 years. I am going to give you 3 times the money. You are going to say that I'll wait for 5 years so that I can get 3 times the money, which otherwise I will not be able to earn it. Now, what we are trying to discuss here is, when I said if I'm going to give you 10,000 today or 10,000 after 5 years, which one will you choose? You said, sir, I'm going to choose 10,000 today. That is because 10,000 today is more valuable than 10,000 after 5 years. Do you agree with this? No, some questions, sir, what if the interest rate changes every year? Nodi, all hypothetical things. Adu bere prashne. Nimಗೊಂdu Excel sheet ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, then you sit and calculate. So, adu beda nadole namge. Now, it is a genuine question, but again, then the factor 72 easy computation goes out of the window. Then you need to sit properly and calculate it. And again, you will learn how to do that as well. But now, talking about time value of money, do you agree for the fact that ನೀವು ಸಣ್ಣಕ್ಕಿರುವಾಗ ಒಂದು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಯಾವುದಿತ್ತು ಅದು ಇವಾಗ ಆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. Back then 100 rupees was a huge amount. Back then anta helidre, let us say that 10 years back 100 rupees was a big amount, but today 100 rupees is not a big amount. Probably you could walk into any store with 500 rupees and buy so many groceries, but today that is not possible. Now why? We know it. Now economics alli kaliyuvaga we will say that is inflation, adu idu, there are so many other terms what we call it as, but at the end of the day, as a proper accounting student, you say that it is because of time value of money. So adra artha ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿದ್ದು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇದ್ರದ್ದು? ಇವತ್ತಿದ್ದು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟ? ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್, ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತಿದ್ದು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಕೂಡ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನೋ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್, ನೋಡಿ, let us understand this way. This is rupees and let us say this is chocolates. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now let us think that ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವುದು ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಅದು 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇದ್ದು ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಚೂರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಬಟ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ಟುಡೇ ವಿತ್ 100 rupees you can purchase 100 chocolates, but after 1 year with 100 rupees, let us say that you can only purchase 91 chocolates. After 2 years, you can only purchase 82 chocolates. After 3 years, you can only purchase 75. After 4 years, 68. After 5 years, 63. So do you understand? Though it is rupees remains the same, it's the same currency note of 100, the value of chocolate that you can purchase with it reduces, correct? So this is what basically a time value of money is. No. Today's 100 will not become 110 after 1 year. Okay. The value of currency always reduces. Value I am talking about. Ega, now why this is relevant? Why are we even studying this is Keli. Ivattu ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು asset ಇದೆ. Let us say worth rupees 50,000. Today I have an asset. Where is it? Today I have an asset worth rupees 50,000. Now I can use this asset, let us say, for 5 years, and at the end of the 5th year I am supposed to discard this asset and purchase another asset, correct? That is how I should think. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ನಾನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ SLM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ 10,000, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ 10,000, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಇಯರ್ 10,000, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಇಯರ್ 10,000, ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಇಯರ್ 10,000. 5 years ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. Now 6th year beginning ಅಲ್ಲಿ I want to purchase the same asset. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. But now whether will I get the same asset for 50,000 rupees or whether I have to pay more to get this asset? The answer is I will not get this asset for 50,000 rupees. I will not get this asset for 50,000 rupees. Or if I have to think in a little different way, can I say that all the year, okay, normally ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ, see, this is the advanced level of discussion. Focus here. PUC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಲಿಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕೇಳುವಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, SLM ಅಲ್ಲಿ normally you will think that all the 5 years depreciation is same, but I am telling you depreciation is not same because you are not considering the time value of money. 10,000 rupees on year 1 is different from 10,000 rupees at the end of the year, 5th year, correct? You agree? I repeat my question. 10,000 rupees of depreciation on year 1 is way different than 10,000 rupees at the end of the 5th year. Now, annuity method ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, annuity method will consider this. Annuity method will consider this time value of money and then it will say, if you want to depreciate the asset worth rupees 50,000, you cannot do this 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Instead, what you are supposed to do is, let us say, just I don't know the exact figure, let us say it is 10,500, 10,500, 10,500, 10,500, 10,500 will do. Now you will ask, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇದರ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇದರ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? Let us say it comes to 52,500. What is the cost of the asset? 50,000. How much you are writing it off? 52,500. So what is that extra 2,500? I want to answer. What is that extra 2,500 you are writing it off? Asset value is only 50,000 rupees, but you are writing off more than the value of asset. You are writing off 52,500. Think, give it enough time and think and tell me. I'm waiting for your answer. I want more answers. All right. So very few of you have even tried answering. Okay, I wanted more of you to answer. The answer is very simple, sir. It actually represents the value of money going down. The value of money going down. So the value of 50,000 which I'm spending on the beginning of the year, and total ನಾನು 5 ವರ್ಷದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ and 5ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ if I want to purchase something, then I want more than that 50,000 rupees. I want 50 to 500. So that 2,500 is the time value of money. And time value of money, I call it as interest. I call it as interest factor. Now, I'll give a very simple example, and this is very important for your CA journey, that you understand this type of calculation. I'll tell you where. Normally, these insurance people will come. Okay, any other insurance people, normally they keep coming to office and then they start introducing some schemes. Okay, the schemes will be something like this. You put 10 lakh rupees every year. Okay, you put, let us say, 10 lakh rupees every year. Or else forget about 10 lakh, that's a huge amount. I'll keep it very simple. You keep putting 1 lakh rupees every year. Now you do this for the next 30 years. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ? 30 ವರ್ಷ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ. ಆನಂತರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So he will start pitching like this. So now let us say that you are 20-year-old. I know that you are not 20, you are much younger to that. But let us say that you are 20 years for the purpose of calculation. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು? 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೊ ನೀವು 30 ವರ್ಷ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ. 30 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಣ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆ ಹಣವನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. And what is that you are going to get back? I'll say 30 ವರ್ಷ ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಿ ನೋಡಿ, 31ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ವಾಪಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. Then from 32nd year onwards ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ತನಕ? ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 80 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗುವ ತನಕ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 80 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗುವ ತನಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ for the next 30 years. See, you are now 20. ಈ ನೀವು 30 ವರ್ಷ ನೀವು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರಾಯ 50 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವೀಗ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಾ, your age is 20. You put it for the next 30 years, so your age will be 50. So at your 51st age, you will get how much? 30 lakh rupees. And for the next 30 years, you will get how much? 2 lakh every year. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ 60 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ? 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಸಿಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟು? 90 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ? 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮಾತ್ರ. So tell me, does it look like a good scheme or not a good scheme? Do you want to buy this similar one? I don't intadide, but my question is, I am nowhere affiliated to any insurance companies. But my question is, does it sound like a good offer or not a good offer? Hey, I want everybody to answer. ಇದಂತ 4 ಜನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? Answer. Okay. See, for you to decide whether it is a good scheme or not a good scheme, now you have answered prima facie. First ನೀವು ನೋಡುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದಿರಾ. ಅದು good or not good, there is all mathematical calculation secondary. But prima facie when we look at it, we will be like, ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿದ್ ಬರೇ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ, ನಂಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕದೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವಾಪಸ್? 90 ಲಕ್ಷ. ನಂಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಾಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? 60 ಲಕ್ಷ. ಬಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಸಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹಾಕುದು ಯಾವಾಗ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕುದಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಹಾಕುವಂತದ್ದು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಾನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುವಂತದ್ದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ ಅದು ಎಟ್ ದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ 30 years ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್. ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಯಾವಾಗ? 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗುವಂತದ್ದು. Okay, so for me to decide whether it is a good offer or not, I have to do some calculation. Okay, let me show that calculation to you. Like, give me 2 minutes. I'll prepare one Excel sheet and I'll come again. By next 5-10 minutes, we'll close the class. 1 second. All right. So I'll share an Excel sheet to you, and I'll show that what numbers actually mean and why it is very important. So now, if you are looking at the same sheet, okay, can you see this Excel sheet? Kantonta? Raise your hand. Okay, fine. So you can see this Excel sheet. Now, interestingly, now look at this. Now, the question is like this. So you are spending first 30 ವರ್ಷ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಪ್ರೀಮಿಯಂ ಕಟ್ತೀರಾ. ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಟ್ಟುವಂತದ್ದು ನೀವು? 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಟ್ಟುವಂತದ್ದು. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, now this is a very important factor, what I call it as discount factor. That means ಇವತ್ತಿದು 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, but after 1 year, today's 1 rupee, the worth of that is 90 paisa. After 2 years, the worth is 82 paisa. Now, how am I arriving at this? I am saying that, inflation is at the rate of 10%. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಒಂದು ಕಮಾಡಿಟಿಯ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ 10% ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದಂತ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದು ಫಂಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈಂಗ್ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಟ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ಏನು? ಇವತ್ತು 1 kg ಸಕ್ಕರೆಗೆ 50 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬರುವ ವರ್ಷ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 55 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಬರುವ ವರ್ಷ 10% ಏರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ 90 ಪೈಸೆ, 2 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ 82 ಪೈಸೆ, 4ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗುವಾಗ 75 ಪೈಸೆ, 5ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗುವಾಗ 68 ಪೈಸೆ. ದೆನ್ ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ವೇ ಇಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಫಾಲಿಂಗ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ 10 ಪೈಸಾಸ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಆರ್ ಯು ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೇಬಲ್? ಇವತ್ತಿನ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಬರೀ 10 ಪೈಸೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಟುಡೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡಿಸೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಕಿಸಿನ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು. 1 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇವತ್ತಿದ ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೋದ ಹಾಗೆ? ಬರೀ 90,000 ಹೋದ ಹಾಗೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ 2 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 82,000 ಹೋದಾಗೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟುಡೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಔಟ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ ನಂದು. ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 30 years of outflow, it comes up to around 10 lakh. So here the bottom, if you can see, the value is there. That is how much? 10,36,000 is my outflow. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ? 10,36,000 rupees ಹೋದ ಹಾಗೆ. ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಹೌದು, 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ there is a difference in time. 1 ವರ್ಷದ 10 ಲಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೂ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ, ಅದು 1 ಲಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೂ ನೀವು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 1 lakh today is 10,000 after 25 years, the actual value. Next step. Now let us talk about ವಾಪಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಹೋಗುವಂತದ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟು? ಅರೌಂಡ್ 10,36,000 rupees ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ. ಸೊ 31st yearಗೆ ನಂಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ? 30 lakh rupees ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನೆನಪಿಡಿ, 31st year ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿದು 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟು? 31ನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ 5 ಪೈಸೆ. Okay, so if they are giving me 1 rupee after 31st year, that is equal to today's 5 paisa. So if they are giving me 30 lakh rupees after 31st year, it is equal to today's 1,71,000 rupees. It is equal to how much? 1,71,000 rupees. Sir, ಇದನ್ನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? I will tell you like this. Listen, ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1,71,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ, if I keep today in bank 1,71,926 rupees for 30 years, and if bank gives me 10% interest, then that 1,71,926 ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, that will grow up to 30 lakh rupees. ನಾನು 30 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ FD ಅನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Simple to understand. If I keep 1,70,000 today in bank FD at the rate of 10% interest, ನಾನು ಡ್ರಾವೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, 30 ವರ್ಷ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, at the end of the 30 year I am going to get 30 lakh rupees. Simple as that. So ಆ ನಂತರ ನನಗೆ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟು? If I compare to today's value, 60 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರದ್ದು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ? 723 rupees ಮಾತ್ರ. Okay, so this is where lot of us are tricked into investing in insurance, whereas actually it is not saving, it is actually we are losing money. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 30 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ ನಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಒಮ್ಮೆಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 30 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು, ನೀವು ವರ್ಷ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಕೀಪ್ 1,70,000 in the bank today. Simple, then sleep. You will get it. So what is the total inflow that I'm going to get is only 2,79,000 rupees when I calculate the time factor into picture. Outflow ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 10,36,000. You know, bear with that number of zeros. ಒಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಾಕಿದೆ. 10,36,000. ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ? Only 2,79,000 rupees. So now you tell me whether it is a good offer or not a good offer. Now you will say, sir, this is not a good offer because ಹೊರಗೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹೋಗ್ತೊಂಡು ಒಳಗೆ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು 2,79,000 ಮಾತ್ರ. Don't get tricked saying that, you know, sir, you are only putting 30 and you are getting 90 back. There is 60 profit. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ತಪ್ಪು. The calculation is only wrong. Okay. So this is what time value of money actually is. So in annuity method, when we are calculating, annuity method alli ನಾವು calculate ಮಾಡುವಾಗ we take this particular discounting factor into picture. We take this discounting factor into picture, then we solve the sum. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಬೇಡ. They don't say, see, I'll focus here again. See, there is this premium column. Premium alli I'm going to color it as entire thing as yellow, and value column I'm going to color it as okay, some green. Okay, so now normally now depreciation calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ SLM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ what we do is, let us delete all this, not required. Okay. Okay. Now whenever we are doing under SLM method, we just focus on the premium column. Actually now prati varsha ಎಷ್ಟು depreciation ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ we do that 1 lakh 1 lakh 1 lakh. Let us say the asset value is 9 lakh rupees and we are depreciating over 9 years. Every year we are supposed to depreciate by 1 lakh 1 lakh 1 lakh 1 lakh each. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ SLM ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ annuity ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗುದು ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾತ್ರ. Look at bottom here, how much it is? 6,33,493 ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು. They say ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಡ, ನಮ್ಗೆ we want actual 9 lakh rupees. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. This you will learn in your CA finals. Annuity method sir ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು, that is a very simple way. ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡುದಂತ, probably like, you know, today we are overshooting the time, so probably we will continue in tomorrow's class. I will say ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂತ ಬೇಡ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ, ಅದೊಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್. Okay, so let us meet in the next class.